Welcome back to Wild Sun Art Studio. My name is Robinson, and I'm very happy to have you here. Please do like and comment and subscribe and share this video if you like this video. So today we're talking about the Donut Festival. So Rockport, Maine is now doing a thing where we are having a donut festival every year to celebrate the invention and making and eating of donuts. And I've been really trying hard to slow down the whole sugar thing. And yet I also wanted to participate in the festival. So I decided that I would make felt donuts. So this is a donut that has icing on the top. Yum, huh? And this donut's almost done, and it has a drizzle of chocolate. This donut is also in process, and it has little vanilla chips and chocolate chips on it. And then these two donuts, I just let the cray-cray happen. These are sequins and these are glass beads, which are not good food choices. These are freshwater pearls with embroidery, also not good food choices, but excellent art choices. So let's talk about how to make a felt donut. The first thing you need to do is find a place that has really wonderful felt. I happen to recommend the Clementine Fabric Store in Rockland, Maine. Not Rockport, Rockland. And I'll leave all of Leah's information down below. And she can set you up. I believe this is her almond color for vanilla donuts. And this is the espresso color of wool felt, and that's for chocolate donuts. And this one, I just can't remember. But I'll talk to Leah and make sure she knows which colors of donuts. And of course, there's no reason why you can't have a pink donut or a blue donut or whatever you want. So she has all kinds of colors of just really extraordinary felt. So the sheets come in, I think these are, wait. I think they're 8 inches by, I think, 12. Yeah, 12 by 8 inches. And I can get 2 donuts. If you kind of offset them, you can get a donut here and a donut there. So let's talk about this. What size shall our donuts be? Well, what I did was I have one here, just a normal piece of copy paper, and I folded it in half and then in half again. Wait a sec, let me show you. So in half and in half again, but I folded the front to the front and the back to the back. And then I folded these pieces also. So again, the front to the front and the back to the back. I think this is 8. No, it's not. It's 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 16 sections. And I took my scissors and cut just a very slight curve right there. And this is, hold tight, I just had, what'd I do with it? Sorry, losing my mind. This is about 3 inches so the diameter is 6 inches. So for a 6-inch donut, which I think sounds very tasty. When you open that up, you get a lovely circle. Now for the center of the donut, and you see, whoops, sorry, we got caught. Here, you see here, there's a hole in the center, and I think what I did was I put something in the middle, a bottle or a bottle cap or something, and hold tight. Oh, I took away all my pencils. So I just traced a circle in the middle. So there we go. You can cut this out with paper scissors like that, and then you can cut the felt with fabric scissors. And what I did for the first one is I lined the paper pattern up to come kind of straight to the edge there. And I pinned it in place. And then I cut out the piece. And then what you would do once you had the felt piece would be to put the felt piece on the fabric, because the felt has a little grab next to the other piece of felt, and then cut out the second piece. Now you want to pin these together, and I'll show you why. In my world, imperfection is a thing. So maybe you can see this side is a little narrower than this side. So I must have placed the bottle a little too far that side. So let's do this in millimeters because that's easier. That's about 5 centimeters. And this is almost 6. So clearly I mismatched. You know, I didn't do this in a perfect centered way. So the importance when you're cutting this out of, you know, you take this one that you cut out, and I want you to pin it together and keep it pinned, because then when you're sewing them together, you've got, like, if you did make a mistake, at least you're putting everything together in a way that won't have this center hole off center. So what I did was actually I cut one layer of the fabric, and then I cut a hole into it, and then I decorated it. And you know, I either put on just a wiggly piece of icing, or you know what I did with this? I took freezer paper that has, you know, the plastic on the one side and paper on the other side. You put the plastic, how did I do this? Okay, I put the paper side up, and I took a marker, like these Sharpie markers that have the chisel point. See how it's wide? And I drew the drizzle with the wide side kind of showing. And then I cut that out of the dark chocolate colored felt. And then I stitched that just with a little running stitch. I don't know if you can tell, but just little running stitches, really short running stitches, so you don't see them very much. And I just went back and forth and back and forth. And I had this piece of drizzle and this piece of drizzle going over the hole, and I didn't mind. I cut it away later. I just sewed to there and then sewed this and then went back and sewed that so that I could cut this out and I wouldn't actually be cutting the thread. And then I cut the hole, and then the drizzle would actually look like a continuous drizzle. And this one, so you do this top layer of just the single layer, sew everything together. These are little glass beads, and I put X's or little dash sewing stitches on these, and I got that all sewn up. So cut out the top, cut out the circle, decorate to your heart's content, and then you take this decorated piece and you put it on another layer of felt so that you can cut out the back. And like I said, this one, which is wonky because it's too wide over here and too narrow over here, when I pinned them together to cut out the back, I just kept them pinned so that they would match. And then we need to put the backs on. Sew the back. So I just did a little kind of running stitch. First I sewed the inside of the center, and then I ran the thread out to the edge, and I've been sewing again, I'll show you, in just a little running stitch all the way around the edge. So just really, it's the simplest of running stitches. Go back and forth. Now I happened to have some wool roving, you know, just fluffy, unfelted, unspun wool. So I'm using wool stuffing. There isn't any reason I can think of for you to go to all the expense and trouble of finding wool stuffing. If you have it, great, but if you don't, use polyester stuffing. So I've just got a little opening here, and that's enough to put in a little stuffing. Put some to the left and some to the right. Just make sure your donut is kind of the same filledness. That's not really a word. All the way around. And then I'll pull that thread taut, and now that the donut is completely stuffed, that would be not me stuffed with donuts, but the donut stuffed with wool. And I will finish this up. I can manage to not get everything tangled. So I hope you see I'm just going back and forth. Until I get to the end. and come round to meet the circle where I started. And I'm going to take a couple of stitches in the same place. I'll be able to see that, but not really. I'll have to look close. So I'm going to do front and back. Hey, don't do that. And front stitch, back stitch, and then I'm going to go in, and where am I coming up? I'm going to come up right there so it's a little hidden. I'm sewing underneath the drizzle. There, that should have it buried sufficiently. And I can pull that tight and snip it, and it'll kind of fall back into the middle of the donut. And now I have 2 lovely donuts for the Donut Festival here in Rockport. So it's June 7th and 8th in 2024. It's down by the harbor. We have one of Maine's, and there's so many sweet little harbors in Maine. Rockport's one of them. So it's a very fun, sweet, tiny little harbor. And don't forget to say hello to Andre the seal. It's a big granite seal who lives in the harbor. There's a book about that. And yeah, and have fun wearing donuts around your neck on a cord, or maybe if you had little tiny hands, you could get your hands through that and wear it as a bracelet, or you could sew a pin to it and wear it on your shirt, or yeah, just collect donuts. So also don't forget that some donuts like to be decorated with freshwater pearls, and yes, I'm going to finish all of these donuts. Some donuts like vanilla and chocolate chips on them, as well as gold glass beads, not the eating kinds of donuts. And some donuts like to have pink and dark pink shiny glass beads, because why not? They're our donuts. I wish you a very fun weekend. I know Johnny Hoy and the Bluefish are going to be there on Saturday night, so it's Friday and Saturday. They're craft vendors, and of course there are donut vendors. I'm pretty sure there's a gluten-free donut truck. Yeah, and Andre will be there to watch over the festivities. So have a great time. And don't eat too many donuts, but you know what? Have a great time. I wish you all a happy donutty time. I'll see you next time. Bye.